welcome to another one of my tutorials. And today I'm quite honest with you, I have just seen earlier this evening Jennifer McGuire's couple of, not her latest video, but one before. And she used a technique that I have been thinking about doing for a while, but she's just gone for it and it looked amazing. So I'd like to have a go doing it. And I didn't want to be accused of plagiarism in case you guys do watch her videos, which you probably do because they are awesome. But this technique has been around for quite a while, so it's not a new technique. It's that she just is so good at presenting techniques that have been around for a long time, but she just presents them in such a fabulous way, and it just inspires, and it's just fabulous. So I'm going to be using these papers, which are from the current celebration offering. So if you spend £45, you can earn these papers for free, and you get 2 sheets of 12 by 12. So this is 6 by 6. You get a 12 by 12 piece of paper, 2 each of these designs, and they're double-sided. Look at all that loveliness. So these are like the Monet papers Mark II, really. If you're familiar with the annual catalogue, there's another set of papers that I think are inspired by Monet. This is very painterly. It's just really fabulous and gorgeous. Right, yes, I know I'm on late. My husband and we went to the cinema. Yay! So we just returned, and I was having a bit of a fiddle with another idea, and then thought, you know what, I just don't think I'm going to get around to doing the other idea right now. So I'm going to do this idea first and save the other idea for another night. So I want to stamp this. Let's have a think. I want to stamp that about there, so that if I can save a piece of paper, I can. And also it means that it leaves space to put the magnets, which is jolly helpful in case I need to stamp twice. So let's, I'll say a quick hello to everybody and have a look at who's here. Up there. Turn me down if needs be. Yep, there we go. Right, I'm just going to get the Memento Black and ink up my stamp. Good evening, everybody. Lovely to see you. I'm probably just going to do this technique once because I'm hoping that once you kind of watch it, you'll be really inspired, and you'll go and watch Jennifer's video and have a go yourself at this. So the idea is that instead of colouring in an image, we actually stamp directly onto a piece of paper, and then we cut out the images from that piece of paper and put them together again, really. There's also, I have an idea to use the Nature's Beauty, actually, you know, that fabulous deer and the rabbit and so on, to stamp that onto some really funky paper, or make our own paper and then stamp the rabbit on and then cut it out, and see what fun we can have with that. So that's stamped really beautifully, so I'm actually just going to take that off and pop that to the side. And I know this is rather tedious, but I'm going to do that then to all, well, should I do all 6? I might not need all 6, actually. You know what, I'm actually going to change that out. I won't use that one. I'll just use these colours here. You know, because we've all got things to do, places to go, YouTubers to see and all that. So, right, let me just have a look at the comments. Let's see who's here. Hi, Janet. You did watch it. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, good. She is good. Hi, Sheila, Mary, Glinda, Corrie, Carol, Vanessa, Gina, lovely. Hi, Janice. Oh, Shirley, I didn't realise you were in London. I used to live in London. North London. Yes, I'm a little bit weary, but I was itching to get on here and just do something before I go to bed. So I'm hoping this won't take too long. It's just a load of fussy cutting really. So this might be a good video for me to re-download and do an edited version with a voiceover, just so that it's a great technique to kind of show. Linda's curious about this technique. Well, you see, you've come to the right place, you see. I do it so you don't have to. Or I make the mistakes so you don't have to. And then you can go away and have a go yourself. Oh, yes, you're back at work tomorrow, Janice, aren't you? Ooh. It'll take you a little... Well, I'm hoping work, I guess the activity of work might help you get your jet lag over with. I think when you're allowed to sleep when you want to, if that makes sense, your body doesn't always, get back into the swing of things. Okay, right. I'm going to set that aside now. Shall I do the blue? See, I'm wondering whether just to get on and do the blue one while I'm here. I'm not sure about this one. I'm not sure that would work very well. So I'm going to leave that one. But I have a strange feeling I might just need the blue. Right, put that to one side. So I was thinking of using the green as my kind of background base and then cut out elements to then put onto this one. And oh, I think, what about a lovely pink rose to start off with? Oh, now this is going to be tricky. So you have to kind of like cut into it and cut out the pieces that you want. So I think I want this lovely rose here. I'm just going to cut into that, and now the trick is to try and figure out which bits belong to which flowers really, and you can only ever get to know it by doing it. I was saying that the other night, wasn't I, about getting to know stamp sets, that really the only way to kind of really become familiar with something is just to have a go and do it yourself. So I brought the camera down a bit lower so you can see what I'm doing. Now, if you don't like fussy cutting, then this is definitely not the technique for you, I'm afraid, because this does involve a lot of fussy cutting. But if you do like fussy cutting, then you may find this quite relaxing. I made a Valentine's card for my beloved and he was mighty impressed. Oh dear, yes, I better do that, hadn't I? It's tomorrow, isn't it? You're settling bed. Oh, sorry, I've read that already. You're beginning to enjoy fussy cutting. Yeah, it is about the practice. Keep the scissors ahead of you and move the paper. I mean, sometimes you do have to move the scissors round, but if you can, at all possible, just move. Right, you know what, I'm just going to snip that off because I don't actually need that portion, so it's easier to handle a smaller piece of paper. So wherever possible, if you can cut it down, get it out the way. All right. I'm going to enjoy this. It's like a jigsaw puzzle, isn't it? Look. Woo, look at that. That's quite fun. Okay, so what about if I cut out the purple one there? Now I'm wondering if this should be the pink as well. That section there. Now this is where it all gets a little confusing, trying to figure out what belongs to what. You just made one too. Imagine being married to a card maker and not getting a Valentine's card. I know, it's terrible, isn't it? Oh no, that belongs to that one, doesn't it? Now I'm going to cut that off. I'm wondering whether that background bit should be left green. Oh well, I'll cut this little flower out of that section, and then we'll have a better idea of what's going on. So has anybody got this stamp set? And if not, why not? Because it's a real beauty. And the benefit of this stamp is that you can use it either as a focal point or create focal points with it, or you can use it as a background stamp. If you haven't seen my video using this, I made 3 different cards with this for Blog Hop, and it was really fun to use them. Now you see, now I'm looking at that, I'm thinking that is a leaf, so I don't actually need that in pink, so I'm going to cut that off. Okay, you have it. Oh, keep playing. Stamp on acetate first and mark the different areas with numbers. What a good idea. Okay, so we've got this lovely purple flower here, and then one that looks very similar to that flower, and I'm thinking that's like the smaller version of that. So I'm going to cut into that there. I guess also once you've done this, if you know that you only need certain sections of it, you wouldn't stamp the whole thing. I guess that's the difference between using this great big one as opposed to just a single floral stamp on its own. Oh, go and watch Kylie if you want to. Oops, made a boo-boo there. Or watch me on the telly and watch Kylie on your phone. What's Kylie up to? I know what, I could be watching Kylie and you could have her on in the background. Should we see what she's up to? Let's have a look. Kylie Bertucci. Oh, she's live. What's she doing? Oh, it's not loading. Should we see what she's saying? She's talking about the weather. There we go. Right. I'm not sure I like all the big contrasts, but we'll see. I'm wondering if the purple there should be there as well. This is so weird, like having Kylie on and but I wonder then if after this goes live, YouTube will pick up on the fact that her video exists and then I'll have issues. That'll be interesting. I guess then I could just contact her and go, this is what happened, Kylie. Right, I can see there are some much more detailed bits and pieces here, so I don't think I'm going to have time to do all that right now. What happened, Vanessa? You had a water leak. Oh no. Eesh. Oh no, it's much easier to see things on here. Look, because there's these flowers, much easier to see. Right, guys. Much as I love Kylie, I think I'm going to leave it for now with Kylie because As I said, I'm not quite sure how YouTube's going to figure out the... Oh, who's messaging? Yeah, it's just I wanted to show you what else you could do with this stamp if you had it, and it just, after seeing Jennifer's video, I just thought, you know what, this is absolutely crying out to do it. Oh, this is getting a bit complicated. I'm trying to figure out which bit of the flower is what. Hold on. I'm going to get there. I will get there. I've got to just keep going. Trust the process. Keep going. Right, the other option to this technique is where you stamp the whole thing onto a piece of maybe plain like white cardstock, and then you highlight different aspects of it. There we go. Oh, hold on, that goes in there. That fits in there, I think. Yay, that goes in there. Okay. I don't know. It's just another technique to try, isn't it? So, the green is quite dark, so it's quite hard to see all the different detail, but it's an option, isn't it? Now, the other card that she showed was using like an animal stamp, which I really love the idea of doing that. Where's it gone? Nature's Beauty, but onto like a multicolored piece of paper. I really like the idea of, I don't know, stamping the bunny onto some florals, or let me just see if I can grab something really quickly. It needs to be a very particular type though. It needs to be quite a small pattern. Oh, I'm just going to grab out a piece of this is retired paper, but you can imagine, look, if you stamp that onto that bunny, onto the floral. Actually, that might be a bit too big for that imagery. I've got something smaller. You know what, my scrap, I should be looking into my little scrap boxes for stuff like this. See if I can find something in here. It's a wee bit smaller. Or even something that a background that I've made before. Oh look, can you imagine a bunny out of that? But I just don't think it will show up very well. Oh, this is an old bit of scrap, something I stamped at Christmas time. Okay, I'm going to do this and then that'll be it for tonight because I just wanted to share something. Over here. I'll get a bit more pink. Now I was getting some paper, Sheila. That's probably why you couldn't hear me. Right, so this is just a cute little bunny. And I just really like the idea of him being multicoloured. Make a bit of an abstract bunny. This one looks like it's got chicken pox, to be quite honest with you. Look. How cute. Very spotty. I know, very spotty bunny. Have a little 3 in a row, couldn't we? Now I could do that, says Wendy. That's easy. That's easier. And actually this image is a perfect little thing to show you how you then actually you stamp your image onto your card and then you stick this over the top. And cut your bunny. Cut your bunny. And you don't have to be too strict, just I'd stay inside the line a little bit. Oh, I know, spotty bunny season's upon us, isn't it? Look. Look at the spotty bunnies. How cute is that? Oh. Anyway, you get the gist. I was just so inspired by Jennifer. I always am inspired by her. She's just so helpful, her videos. And it's just like I had to come and play. Come and had to have a little play with you. Oh. How cute is that? Okay, little spotted bunnies. Right, so yeah, go and dust off some stamps, get some retired bits of paper, stamp a few images and see what you can do. I mean, this is, yes, it's very fussy. It's very fussy cutting. But if you do like that kind of thing, then it might be worth having a little play and seeing what you can come up with. And then, oh, that was that piece there. I'll have a little bit more of a play. I don't know if the contrast is a little bit too high on these. Or maybe I just need to stamp sections, like I said. Just stamp it onto some black and white. The bunnies look like they're in pajamas, yes. Yeah, Jenna she does have a very cool craft room, although I have a sneaking suspicion she's way more organised than I am. She was born with the tidy up gene, I think. She gives that impression. Although I was quite impressed that Christina Werner was actually really honest about the state of her craft room a few weeks ago, and it made me feel much better. So this is quite a fun technique where you can just isolate a couple of the flowers and make them pop. I think it's the green that's throwing me on here. Just doesn't look quite right. I'm wondering whether just to cut that little section off, even though it does look like they're petals, it just doesn't really make sense. There we go. Yeah, it passed me by too, Janice. I have to work really hard for it. Right, I think I prefer that. It's not so distracting having the green and everything. There we go. Yes, you could cut out some leaves from the green, although that would be a bit of a pain, to be quite honest. I think I'd rather just colour it in. Yeah. Or do some sprinkles or something. Oh, you had a flood as well. Michelle. So gosh, that's quite a few of you. So Vanessa, was it Vanessa said she had a flood? I'm just trying to read back. Oh dear me. Oh dear, dear, dear. Right, I know I'm tired because I'm going all quiet and I can't respond to things very well. So I'm going to go say a quick hello to you. Let me just loosen my thing. Let's see if I can loosen that a little bit. Yes, I'm going to go to bed. But I just had to have a little play. Shall I give you a little quick sneak peek of what I was trying to figure out before I came on? This is why it took me ages to come on. I'm trying to figure out how to do, inspired by the handbag dies that are in the box, in the catalogue, how to do this. A bag. But then, look, it opens up. It's not, I haven't stuck it together. So I've been trying to figure out the measurements for it, how to make one out of an A4 piece of cardstock. So you've got a gusset there and that kind of thing. So I'll have another little play tomorrow and I'll see if I've got something to show you. I was trying to cut out the boring bit. Right. Thank you so much for coming on. Very kind of you, those of you who've come on to see what I was up to. And I'll see you again soon. Hopefully with something a bit more interesting tomorrow night. Oh, I've got delivery tomorrow. Oh, Wendy, have you got some good stuff coming? What have you got coming? Yeah, I've been going through the catalogue trying to figure out what I need. And I think I'm definitely going to get the Stampin' Blend storage. Yeah. Thanks to the what of cats? Thanks to the clouder of cats. Oh, you've bought some dies. Ooh, nice, Wendy. Cool. These are not my new glasses, I can tell, because there's a lot more reflection happening. So my new glasses are quite good, actually. These are my Poundland ones. Lots of reflection I can see here. Right. Take care for now, guys.